So we're in the workshop at the old Relais at the moment, and today it's all about upcycling windows. I'm going to show you how we saved €45,000 just by upcycling all the old windows that were currently in the chateau. Now, we upcycle as much as we possibly can. And one thing we're doing today is windows. We've got 46 windows within this property, and it's only a small chateau. 46 individual windows that are all bespoke. This building alone dates from the 12th century, and the chateau dates from the 14th century. Every single one of the windows is different. If we were to have them bespoke made, it would cost us a minimum of €1,000 per window. That's over €45,000. We're going to show you how just by buying a bit of glass, a bit of putty and a bit of elbow grease, you can actually upcycle all the windows and do them yourself. Now today we're working on the windows from the Templar suite, the suite that we're working on at the moment to make into an apartment. These windows actually aren't too bad. They just need a really good scrub up, and all the glass in them is fine. You can see where the ivy growing up the wall has just eaten into the windows. That all needs to be cleaned up, it needs to be scrubbed back, and I need to check all of the putty is still in place, which actually looks quite good on these. However, in the past we've actually had to make windows to fit, and how we've done that is by going to the reclamation yard, buying old UPVC double glazed windows, taking the glass out of them, and the windows have cost us €25, and Ted has built new frames for it to be able to fit in to the openings that we have. Now, although these ones just need a clean up, which I'm going to start on first, the next lot I get out actually need to be reglazed. So we'll come to that in a minute. But let's start giving these a clean up. Okay, so I've scraped off the major part where all the vines, ivy vines had eaten into the wood. Now it's time to give it a really good sand back. Now, bought these. They are just different shapes that fit your sanding paper around it. They were off Temu, €5. And just got loads of different shapes and sizes, and it means that you can really get into all the nooks and crannies when it comes to the windows, and you're not going to scratch your actual pane of glass that's already in there. So need to get to now. Let's start sanding. Okay, so the sanding's all done. Don't worry about getting all of the paint off. Just make sure that you've taken off any edges, any paint that's dried and is coming off. As long as it's nice and smooth and you've taken it back as much as you possibly can, that is fine. Then, paint. Now, in France, paint is really expensive and a lot of people go for the cheaper paints, but it's just a waste of time and money. You'd end up having to do 4 coats and buy twice as much paint. So you might as well go for the more expensive stuff. In the first place, the best thing to remember is just to prime it first. Another tip when doing your windows, don't waste time and money again on taping all your windows up. All you've got to do is bring a Stanley knife back with you when it's dried and scrape it off. It's so easy. So I've finished the primer on this set of windows and now it's got to be left to dry before I can put the top coats on it. This set was relatively easy, so while I'm waiting for it to dry, I'm going to go and get another set of windows out of the chateau because they need a lot more work. These, they didn't need any woodworm treatment, they didn't need any reglazing, any new putty in them. It just needed a clean up and a good paint. The other sets aren't so good. So let's go and do a bit of reglazing. Oh, these need a lot of work. There's no putty left in these at all. Yeah, look, even the stuff that is left is just falling off of my hands. Right, let's get started with these ones. If I can get them off. Oh, there we go. Baby, I think I might need a hand with this one. It's just not coming off.
Right, where are you?
I got a crowbar.
Oh, well, that's good. They're not very big, are these hinges?
I'll hold it. Ah, yeah. Look at that.
They're easy to get off, it's just a pain.
All it needed was a bit of tin. Okay, so I've got another window out from the chateau and this one needs reglazing. Now, it doesn't actually look too bad because when we first arrived, this window is from the front side of the chateau. So it overlooks the garden, and although we hadn't done that apartment yet, I gave this a clean up and a lick of paint just so that from the garden side, it didn't look too bad. However, now I need to do it properly. I've got 3 panes of glass here, which are all fine. They're all okay. They just need a bit of putty along the sides because some of the putty's missing. But these 3 glass panes, these 2 are missing completely, and this one has got a small crack in it. So this needs to come out. However, the putty around the side is actually still really good. So it's quite hard to get the glass out. So I'm going to show you the best way to do it. And that is just to break the glass. So the main thing is to make sure you've got some gloves on because you're going to break this glass, which could be very dangerous. Place a towel or something over it. Get a hammer and literally break it. And there you go. very, very carefully pull your glass out. And remember to discard of your glass very carefully. Now that needs another break. Now it means that I can get all the putty out quite easily from underneath it and pop it out. Now I'm going to leave the glass there for now until I've got all the putty out. As you can see, most of it is actually just falling off now that I've pulled the glass out. But I need to clean it up. Now the easiest way to do this is with the chisel, and literally just go down the edges, and as you can see, it just flicks off. I don't know when these windows were installed. They're obviously not ancient, but they are pretty old. Don't forget, if you're enjoying the video, please like and subscribe to receive all notifications about our future videos. And if you want to see the full renovation of the chateau, then go over to our other channel, Chateau de Montmagny. Okay, so I've now cleaned it all out. All the old putty's gone. It's all cleaned out, ready for me to install my new glass. Now you can quite easily cut your own glass. Measure the hole you have, large piece of glass. You can buy from any hardware store, any DIY store, and just cut it yourself. It is easy. However, here in France, it costs €1 to get somebody to cut it for you. It's a no-brainer, actually. So we went down to the DIY shop, got these cut for €1 a piece. Obviously you pay for the glass on top, but it's very inexpensive. Got them cut to size so that I can put them directly in. Now previously, what you would have done was placed your glass in, and then with tiny little nails, put some nails in to stop it coming out before you put the putty on. However, today, the best way of doing it, I find, is with translucent silicone. So I've got my translucent silicone. All you do is round the edges, put a thin bead, and then you can pop your glass. She says that one doesn't fit. Oh, it does the other way. Yeah, there you go. Pop your glass in, push down your silicone, and it's in nice and tight already. Then you've just got a putty over the top of it. Okay, so my glass is all in. It's now time to putty. I've done this one already, and I just want to show you how I do it. Now, the linseed oil putty is the best one to go for, I think. A lot of people use gloves for this, but I find it just sticks to the gloves, and you get nice soft hands at the end of it. So all you do is make sure that you really knead the putty, really knead it so that it's nice and pliable. Now the temperature does make a difference with this. If it's too hot, this is just going to be too soggy and wet. If it's too cold, it's going to be too hard. So you really need to pick your temperatures, pick your days you're going to do this on, and just get it into your hands and really knead it until it's really nice and soft and very pliable. Then take a piece, roll it around into a sausage and pop it into your gap. Spread it along, push it down so it gets into all of the holes. I've got a dog right by my feet, which is very awkward. Bess, you're going to get trod on. And then push with your spatula to get the excess off. Push it in, and then it goes into all the holes and really seals any gaps there. Now I am so lucky that these windows have no rotting wood on them. Now a lot of the other windows I've come across in the chateau have had rotting wood, and all you need to do, it doesn't mean to say you have to throw them away, just replace the piece of wood, or if it's not too bad and it doesn't all need to be replaced, just use some of the wood filler. It's so easy to do. Now once you've got all your putty in there, spread it out, you take your spatula and push it against your edge on an angle that you want, and slowly draw it along the piece against the glass and the wood, and you'll have a nice finish. You then just put your spatula inside the gap and pull the excess away, and it comes away nice and easily. Then take the edge of it, clean up your edges, and there you go, you've got your first bit of putty in there. Lovely jubbly. Let's crack on and do the rest. Okay, so my glass is in, my putty's in, everything's ready to go. There's one last little tip for you. When you've finished doing your putty, you'll have all these ghastly lines of linseed oil all around the edge, and any fingerprints that you've put on there whilst you've been doing it. Really hard to get rid of. But it's actually very easy with one little trick. Bit of chalk. Scrape off some chalk dust onto your glass. A flat paintbrush, and just go to the edge with your chalk. All that linseed oil will just come off like magic. Now don't forget, the putty is there for a reason. It's not just to be aesthetically pleasing. How many times do you go around to a friend's house and go and check out their putty? Never. Well, if you do, it'd be a bit weird. But it's just saying, give it a go, give it a try. 4 years ago, I'd have never known how to do this sort of thing, any of it. Over the last 4 years, we've just learned all of the skills along the way. If I can do it, anybody can do it. So just give it a go.
How you getting on in here?
Yeah, cool.
Well, it looks good.
The 2 sets done, I just need to get the one more
See,
set
I
out.
really like the windows like that.
Yeah, distressed.
Distressed sort of. Yeah, I think they look amazing.
Yeah, I quite like them as well.
But, you know, obviously you can't have that. It's polite society. Polite society doesn't do distressed windows. You know, obviously taking all this stuff off, but
yeah,
but I think they look great.
So all I've got to do now is get the linseed off, give these another coat of paint, then I need to go and hang them, get the other set off, and then it's all finished. So when you think 3 sets of windows, we've saved £3,000.
It's amazing. It's amazing. You know, I think the fact that you've learned from complete scratch how to do this job, I think it's phenomenal.
So if you've liked the video and you'd like to see more, don't forget, press the like button, the subscribe button, the notification bell, leave some comments. It's all very helpful. And if you want to see more of the renovations of the entire chateau, go over to the chateau channel. The link is here. You can click, or it's in the description, and you can see us right from day one, 4 years ago, when we started.
Yeah, weren't we novices?
Anyway, I'm going to finish this lot and then we're going to hang it up in the chateau. We'll see you there.